Hello, and welcome back to Talks Dada English.
Hi, everyone. We are so happy you are here with us today.
If you are new here, please click the subscribe button and like this video.
It really helps our channel. Thank you so much.
My name is Emma.
And my name is Jack. On this channel, we help you practice real English in a simple and fun way.
Today, we are going to learn how to talk about a job interview in English. A job interview can feel a little scary, but don't worry, we will help you.
That's right. We will show you easy sentences and natural English for interviews.
So, Jack, it's a beautiful day today, isn't it?
Yes, it really is. The sun is shining and the sky is clear. I really like days like this.
Me too. Sunny days always make me feel happy. So, what did you do this weekend? Did you do anything fun?
Yes, I had a really nice weekend. On Saturday, I went to a new coffee shop in the city.
Ooh, I love coffee. How was the place?
It was great. The coffee was very strong, but very tasty. I sat by the window and read a book for about an hour.
That sounds wonderful. Very calm and relaxing.
It was. I think I will go there again. What about you, Emma? What did you do this weekend?
On Sunday, I went for a long walk in the park. The flowers are so beautiful at this time of year.
Yes, I saw them last week. They are red, yellow, pink, so many colors.
Exactly. The weather was perfect, so I walked for a long time. After that, I met a friend and we ate ice cream.
Ice cream. What flavor did you choose?
I had chocolate. It's my favorite.
Good choice. I think strawberry is the best.
Well, it sounds like we both had nice, relaxing weekends.
Yes, we did.
Okay, now let's talk about our main topic, job interviews. Let's begin. Jack, I have a question for you.
Sure, I'm ready. What is your question?
Did you have a job interview recently?
Yes, I did. I had a job interview last week.
That's great. Tell me about it. What kind of job was it?
The job was at a cafe. I applied to work as a barista.
A barista is a person who makes coffee, right?
Yes, that's right. I love coffee, so I thought this job would be perfect for me.
It really sounds like a good job for you. So how did you find this job?
I found it online. I saw an advertisement on a job website.
I see. What website was it?
It was a popular job website in our city. I check it every day.
That's a good habit. So what did you do first? Did you call the cafe?
No, first I sent my CV. My CV has information about my old jobs, my skills, and my education.
Yes, a CV is very important when you want a job. So you sent your CV. What happened next?
Then I waited for one whole week. I checked my email many times every day.
I understand. Waiting can be very difficult.
Yes, it is. But after 1 week, I finally got an email. The cafe invited me to come for an interview.
That's wonderful. You must have been very excited.
I was. I called my friend right away to tell him the good news.
And then you went to the interview. Were you nervous?
Oh, yes, I was very nervous. My hands were cold and I felt a little shaky.
I always get nervous before an interview, too. It's completely normal. What did you do to feel less nervous?
I took a deep breath. I also practiced my answers with my friend.
That is very smart, Jack. Practice always helps me, too. So, where was the interview?
It was at the cafe. I met the manager. Her name was Sarah.
Was she nice?
Yes, she was very nice and friendly. She smiled at me, and that helped me feel less nervous.
That's good. A friendly face always helps. What was the first thing she said to you?
She said, "Hello, Jack. Thank you for coming today. Please sit down."
A very normal start. And then what happened?
Then she said, "So, tell me a little about yourself."
Aha, yes, that is a very common interview question. What did you say?
I said, "My name is Jack. I am from this city. I like people, and I like coffee very much. I am a hard worker, and I learn fast."
That is a great answer. Simple, clear, and confident. What was the next question?
She asked me, "Why do you want to work here?"
And what did you say? That's an important question.
I said, I love your cafe. I come here often. The coffee is very good and the people are friendly. I want to be a part of this place.
Wow, Jack, that is an excellent answer. It shows you know the cafe and it shows you really like it.
Thank you. I felt proud of that answer. I practice it many times.
You should be proud. Did she ask about your experience?
Yes, she asked me, do you have any experience as a barista?
And do you?
A little. I worked in a small coffee shop for 3 months last year, and I told her that.
That is good. It is important to talk about your past experience. What did you do at that coffee shop?
I told her I made coffee, I cleaned tables, and I talked to customers.
That is perfect experience for a barista job. What other questions did she ask you?
She asked, what are your strengths?
Oh, yes. Many people find that question difficult. What did you say your strengths are?
I said, I am a fast learner and I am very good with people. I also said, I am always on time. I really hate being late.
Those are very good strengths. Did she ask about your weaknesses?
Yes, she did. That question is always difficult for me.
I understand. It is not easy to talk about weaknesses. What did you say?
I said, sometimes I try to do too many things at the same time, but I am learning to make a list and do one thing at a time.
That is a very strong answer, Jack. It is honest, and it also shows you are trying to improve. That is not a bad weakness at all.
Thank you. I thought about that answer for a long time.
And it was worth it. So, what was the next question?
She asked me about my availability, what hours I can work.
And what did you tell her?
I said I can work in the morning and in the afternoon. I'm free every day except Sunday.
That is very clear. It is important to be honest about your time. Did she ask about the salary?
Not directly, but she told me the salary for the job. She said it was good.
Okay, that is helpful. And how was your English during the interview? Was it okay?
I think my English was okay. I spoke slowly and clearly. I tried to use simple words.
That is the best way. It is always better to speak slowly and clearly than to speak fast and make mistakes.
I agree. There was one moment when I didn't understand a question, so I said, "Could you please repeat the question?"
That is a very smart idea. It is completely okay to ask someone to repeat. It is better to ask again than to give a wrong answer.
Exactly. She repeated the question slowly, and then I understood.
Perfect. So after all the questions, what happened next?
After the questions, she told me more about the job. She talked about the working hours, the salary, and the team.
Did you have any questions for her? It is always good to ask a few questions.
Yes, I asked 2 questions. My first question was, what do you like best about working here?
That is a very smart question, Jack. It feels friendly and makes a good conversation.
Thank you. She seemed to like it. She smiled and told me she loves her team because they are like a family.
That is a wonderful thing to hear. And what was your second question?
I asked, what is a typical day like for a barista here?
Another excellent question. It shows you were thinking seriously about the job.
Yes, I really wanted to understand the job. She described the busy morning rush, making many coffees quickly, and talking to regular customers.
It sounds like a busy but fun job. So how did the interview end?
She said, "Thank you for coming today, Jack. It was very nice to talk to you. We will call you next week."
So now you need to wait for the call.
Yes, I am waiting, and it is very hard to wait. I want to know the result right now.
I understand. Waiting is the most difficult part. But you did a great job, Jack. You prepared well, and you answered every question clearly.
I hope so. Have you had a job interview recently, Emma?
Yes, I have. I had an interview 2 months ago for the job I have now.
Oh, really? Tell me about it. Was it different from my interview?
Yes, it was different. My interview was on the computer, on a video call.
A video call. That is interesting. Was it easy or difficult?
It felt a little strange. I was at home and the interviewer was on my computer screen.
That is very modern. I think I would feel more nervous in a video call.
I was a little nervous. I had to check my internet connection. I wore a nice shirt, but I also wore my pajama pants.
No way. Really? That is so funny.
Yes, really. But it's our secret. No one knows.
Don't worry, Emma. I won't tell anyone. So, what questions did they ask you? Were the questions the same as mine?
Yes, they asked many similar questions. Tell me about yourself. Why do you want this job? And also, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
In 5 years? Wow, that is a big question. What did you say?
I said I see myself in the same company. I want to learn new things and grow with the team. I want to become a better professional.
Well, I have had some practice. They also asked me a question about problem solving.
Problem solving. What does that mean?
It means how you fix a problem. For example, they asked, if a customer is unhappy, what do you do?
Oh, that is a really good question. What did you say?
I said, first, I listen to the customer. I say, I'm sorry you are unhappy. How can I help you? Then I try to find a solution.
That is a great answer. It shows you are calm, patient, and helpful.
Thank you. I think the most important thing in an interview is to be yourself and to be prepared. It is good to practice the answers before the interview.
Yes, that is very true. Let's practice some common questions for our viewers. Let's do a role play.
A role play? Okay, I like this idea. You be the interviewer first.
All right, here we go. Interview mode on. Hello, thank you for coming to the interview today. Please tell me about yourself.
Okay, my name is Jack. I am a friendly person and I like working in a team. I am a hard worker and I am always on time. I am excited to be here today.
Very good. Why do you want to work for our company?
I think your company is excellent. I use your products and I like them very much. I want to be a part of your team.
Great answer. What are your strengths?
I am very organized. I like to make lists. I am also good at talking to people. I'm a good listener.
And what are your weaknesses?
Sometimes I worry too much about small details, but now I always ask a friend to check my work. It helps me feel more confident.
That is a very good answer. It shows you are working on your weakness. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
In 5 years, I see myself as an important part of this company. I want to learn more skills and help the company grow.
Practicing like this is very helpful. You can practice with a friend or even in front of a mirror.
Yes, the mirror is a good friend. It never gets tired of listening to you.
That's true. So, to summarize, remember to be on time, be polite, and be yourself.
And remember to ask questions. Asking questions shows that you are interested.
Exactly. Now let's talk about what to do after the interview.
After the interview? What do you mean?
Well, after you leave the interview, it is a very good idea to send a short email to say thank you.
All right. I almost forgot about that. I sent an email to Sarah the next day.
You did? What did you write?
I wrote, Dear Sarah, thank you for your time yesterday. I enjoyed our conversation. I am very interested in the barista position. Best regards, Jack.
That is a perfect email, Jack. It is short, polite, and it reminds her who you are.
I hope it helps. I am still waiting for her call.
I am sure she will call soon. You did everything right.
Thank you, Emma. This was very good practice.
You know, Jack, while we were talking, I heard you use some very important words for job interviews. Maybe we can explain them for our viewers.
That is a fantastic idea, Emma. It's always helpful to understand the keywords. Which word should we start with?
Let's start with the word CV. You said, I sent my CV. What is a CV?
A CV is a document. It is a few pages that tell a company information about you.
That's right. What kind of information is in a CV?
It has your name, your phone number, and your email address. It also has your education, what school or university you went to.
And it has your work experience, the jobs you had before.
Yes, exactly. In some countries, people say resume. It means the same thing as CV.
So CV and resume are the same thing. Good to know. Our viewers should remember that you always need a CV or resume when you apply for a job.
Definitely. The next word I used was barista. That was the job I wanted.
So what is a barista? Is it a difficult job?
A barista is a person who works in a coffee shop. Their job is to make different kinds of coffee, like espresso, cappuccino, and latte.
So if you love coffee, it might be a great job, but it's not just making coffee, right?
No, that's true. A barista also talks to customers, takes money, keeps the cafe clean, and helps with many small tasks.
It's a very social job. You need to be good with people. Okay, the next word is a very common interview question, strengths.
Ah, yes, strengths. This word means the things you are good at, your best skills.
Can you give some examples of common strengths for a job?
Of course. One common strength is, I am a hard worker. This means you try your best and you don't give up easily.
That's a great one. Another strength is, I am organized. That means you like to make plans, you know where your things are, and you are not messy.
I like that one. Another example is, I am a team player. That means you work well with other people.
Yes, that is a very important strength for almost every job. Companies love team players. Now, the opposite of strengths is weaknesses. This is often a difficult question.
It is. Weaknesses are the things you are not so good at, the areas where you need improvement.
But when you talk about a weakness in an interview, you should not say something very bad, right?
Right. You should be honest, but you should also show that you are trying to get better. For example, you should not say, I am always late. That is not a good weakness to mention.
No, definitely not. What is a better example?
A better example is, sometimes I get nervous when I speak in front of many people, but I am practicing by speaking in small groups first.
Perfect. That shows you know your weakness and you are working on it. It becomes a positive thing.
Exactly. The last word we had was opportunity.
Opportunity is a beautiful word. What does it mean?
An opportunity is a good chance for something. It's a situation that can help you in your life.
That's right. So a job interview is a great opportunity to get a new job.
Yes, and learning English is an opportunity to meet new people and get a better job.
Wonderful. Should we practice using all these words together in a small story?
Yes, let's do it. I will start. I saw a great opportunity for a job as a barista, so I sent my CV to the cafe. In the interview, I talked about my strengths. I said, I am a fast learner. I also talked about my weaknesses. I said, I sometimes forget to take breaks, but I am learning to use a timer.
Jack, that is perfect. You used all the words correctly. That is an excellent little story for a job interview.
Thank you. Let's repeat the words one more time for our viewers. Listen and repeat after us. CV, barista, strengths, weaknesses, opportunity.
It makes the interviewer remember you. It shows you are polite and that you really want the job.
And then you wait. But what can you do while you wait? Waiting is difficult.
No, it's not. While you wait, you can continue your normal life. Go for a walk, meet friends, read a book, and maybe even start preparing for your next job application.
Yes, you should never stop looking for new opportunities.
That is a very positive way to think, Jack. So, to summarize everything we practiced today, prepare before the interview, be polite and confident during the interview, and say thank you after the interview.
And always, always be yourself. If you are yourself, you will find the right job for you.
Perfectly said, Jack. Now we have our question of the day for all our viewers. We love reading your comments. Today's question is, what is the best or worst interview you ever had? What happened?
Please tell us your story. You can write it in the comments below. We read every single one.
Maybe your story is funny. Maybe it is a little scary, but we want to hear it. Sharing stories helps us all learn together.
It really does. And if you have never had an interview before, you can tell us, what job do you dream of having one day?
Oh, I like that question too. A dream job. My dream job was always to be a barista. And now I am trying.
And I'm sure you will be a great one. So, everyone, please write to us in the comments.
Before we go, we want to thank you for spending your time with us today.
We know you're busy, and we are so happy you chose to practice English with us.
Learning a new language is a long journey, but you are not alone. We are here with you.
Every day you practice, your English gets a little better. We are very proud of you.
So keep studying, keep practicing, and never give up.